It's 10 o'clock and this is Fox 10 Talks. So new information has been released and they are now finally using the word suspect when it comes to the case of Nancy Guthrie missing for nearly 2 weeks from her home in Tucson. Yeah, we are hearing the word suspect finally being used, and there are plenty of new details. That is going to be coming up for you this morning. By the way, it is snowing like crazy in Flagstaff right now. You're looking live at downtown Flag. Looks like it's not actually it's sticking just a little bit, but we may be getting more, and we're going to keep an eye on our weather today as the morning goes on. This is your first time watching us, then welcome aboard. It's Fox 10 Talks. I'm Ron Hoon. Syleste Rodriguez will be joining in about the next couple of minutes. And by the way, here's our poll question. We'll get going with it. Big shakeup in the governor's race. So who will you vote for? You can grab that QR code and let us know what you think. 31% saying it's the incumbent, Katie Hobbs. 68% saying one of the Republicans left now that Karrin Taylor Robson suspends either Andy Biggs or David Schweikert. You've got the Libertarian. You've got the independent of the race. Grab that QR code and let us know what you think. But let's go right now to our Danielle Miller, who has been reporting all morning long for us in the Tucson area. Where has it been raining off and on now this morning? Danielle, what's the lay of the land?
Yeah, it's been raining all morning, sprinkling, I would say, not very hard, but it is dried up right now. So we do have a lot of cloud cover over the Tucson area. But yes, we are out here outside of Nancy Guthrie's home, where we do know that tomorrow is the 2-week anniversary of when she went missing. Last time she was seen was that Saturday 2 weeks ago from her home here. So we do have some new developments. This doesn't really pertain to the investigation, but we just saw two of a pool cleaning service, 2 vehicles pull up here, and it does appear the Pima County Sheriff's Department is allowing them to be here on the property. We do know from our drone shots that Nancy does have a pool in her backyard, so I'm assuming they're here to just service that pool, a regular maintenance, but still working to get more details in this case. Obviously, as we are just almost 2 weeks out, we do know that the FBI has upped the reward for any type of information leading to an arrest in this case or leading to finding Nancy Guthrie. It was at $50,000. It is now up to $100,000 at this point. And the FBI also released some new details about the person that was on the front porch that we saw from that surveillance video and those photos that was recently released this week. So the FBI is saying 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build. They have said it is a man. That person is wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. The FBI says that it's received more than 13,000 tips related to this case. So they're really hoping that this new description can help narrow down those future tips that are coming in. But as it stands right now, we do have a pool cleaning service here on property. We have the Pima County Sheriff's Department here on property as well from Nancy's home. Ron.
It seems like, Danielle, this is a significant lead in determining that backpack, because my understanding is it's sold exclusively at Walmart. And I'm sure they're combing through purchases in the Tucson area. Boy, if they could get an image of somebody that matches the description you just gave us, purchasing that backpack at any one of the many, many Walmart stores in the Tucson area, that could be a huge break.
Oh, definitely. And we do know that Walmart has extensive camera systems there, even at their self-checkout lines. They have those cameras there. They have them all throughout the entire store. So definitely, I'm assuming that the FBI, as well as the Pima County Sheriff's Department, will be going to those stores to potentially see if there has been any evidence of that so far.
And one of the questions we had yesterday, Danielle, was about this information. They wanted January 11th nighttime doorbell camera videos that people might have. I guess that's now been expanded to not just the neighborhood, but quite a wide swath across north part of Tucson.
It has, yeah. And I think they're really focusing on the 2-mile radius around Nancy Guthrie's home. The Pima County Sheriff's Department was asking people with those doorbell cameras, any type of surveillance video from their homes. The particular dates that they're looking for is from January 1st to February 2nd. They're really asking everyone here in the community if they do have any of that video or anything like that from their homes. They're asking for people to turn that over if they possibly saw something that was out of the ordinary, a vehicle, a person. So they're looking for anything in particular like that.
All right, that's our Danielle Miller reporting live for us here as this story continues to unfold. And every day, we have no idea when we come in here the next morning what the newest angles will be, but there's just some of the very latest information. Now, when it comes to Nancy herself, we asked a pretty prominent doctor here in town, Dr. Frank Lovecchio, to join us because there's been plenty of concern raised about from that very first statement from the sheriff that she had medication that she needed to be continuing to take, or it could be a real problem for her medically. And then we learned she had that pacemaker. And Dr. Lovecchio really, I think, is able, Syleste, to share some information on that. So we're going to bring him in right now. Dr. Lovecchio, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, too. What info can you share for us regarding a person in their 80s and the importance of the pacemaker and the importance of the connectivity of the pacemaker?
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, the best we can say without ignoring
Come right
her...
up to that microphone,
oh, sorry.
Frank, so I can hear you.
The best we can say without, like, seeing her, examining her, talking to her, a lot of it's speculation and what's in the press, right? So it's kind of like he said, she said. But it sounds like she has a pacemaker. And when you have a pacemaker at home, there's usually a monitor at home, and that monitor sends stuff to your cardiologist. So a lot of people think it just goes to your iPhone. Not really. If it's markedly abnormal, you get a message to your iPhone. So we know that the cardiologist or the office hasn't gotten any messages anymore. It doesn't mean that it's not working or anything like that. It means she's not in proximity to it. So I have my pacemaker on, it's firing abnormally, then it'll send a message to that machine, which I'm in close proximity with, Bluetooth, and then it'll send it to the
How far away can you go and still get a signal?
Probably like 50 feet or so. So, and then that message might go to your watch and say, hey, you got a message, you got to call your cardiologist, you know, or vice versa.
And so that was something that was indicated in the timeline because they could tell when her device, her pacemaker, was not able to communicate with the device at home.
Right. I understand it was February 1st. So it doesn't mean anything's wrong with it, but it doesn't mean anything's right with it. You know, you just want to know that information. I also understand that she took a lot of heart medications, and that's really variable. What does that mean? Well, it could just mean blood pressure medications. And if you miss your blood pressure medications, it could lead to a stroke or heart attack. But what if your heart medications are antiarrhythmics or things that stop you from going into a weird rhythm, for example? That could be a little bit more serious.
Yes.
A lot of other heart medications that people take are blood thinners. And if you miss your blood thinners, the reason why you're on blood thinners is maybe to prevent strokes or blood clots. That could also be an issue.
So I have a question here from our chat. Charles David says, is there any way to ping a pacemaker, maybe with a drone? I haven't heard that, but is that even something you can do? Not today. No, we can't do that, which is a great idea. And I've kind of, looked that up, and you could not do that right now. The other thing I hear, too, is that she's on chronic pain medications. And depending on the medications, if you miss those, obviously you're in pain. And if they're opioids or other things like that, you can go into withdrawal, and that could be pretty serious. Not necessarily life-threatening, but pretty uncomfortable. Give us an idea of, like, she's 84 years old, and she needs assistance in walking. Give us kind of, like, if you can, like, even if it's a otherwise healthy individual of that age, something like this is absolutely traumatizing. Oh, absolutely. She's in her 80s, and it makes me feel the same way because I have parents in the 80s on the other coast. We understand that she is sharp as a tack, which is great, so she doesn't have any dementia issues. But we also understand that this could be traumatic. Even somebody, with normal mentation, et cetera, this could lead to, like, a big impact. This is a very, very traumatic event. Mentally. But things that you worry about with people in the 80s in general is balance issues, right? Are they going to trip and fall? And we understand that she could walk 50 yards, up to 50 yards. But, so
not perfect, so she does have some mobility issues. Also, there was blood at the scene. And where did that blood come from? Did that come from a trauma? Most likely, she didn't seek medical care. We noticed she didn't seek medical care anyplace in the greater Tucson area.
Yeah.
So that's always worrisome that could be a problem. So I think falling is a big risk. Balance is a big issue. I don't know how her vision is. As you get older, it's a little bit difficulty. And we know as you get older, you like routines. You like to eat breakfast, exactly the same time. And any messing up with that routine leads to mental problems.
And I think the stress, right? I mean,
incredible.
You always hear doctors talk about the stress and cortisol and how that affects our health, even as like a young or middle-aged person. But when you're 84 years old, how does that level of stress affect you?
Incredibly, much worse. It's exponential, and you don't have you don't have the feedback as much in your mind to say, okay, I'm going to get through with this, etc. When those cortisol rises and your rhythms are off, then that leads to a downward spiral. Then before you know it, she's not sleeping, which I'm sure she's not sleeping great, and that could lead to other sort of mental issues, not limited to depression, etc.
One last question here before we let you go. How common are pacemakers?
Fairly common, but if I had to guess, if you're over 80, less than 1 in 100 or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is an indication of potential heart trouble.
Oh, yes.
For her.
Yes, absolutely.
Serious potential heart trouble.
Yeah, serious. The good thing is, if let's say it's for a slow heartbeat, the second her heart rate will go low, it'll turn on. And it would be great if you could just kind of ping it.
If there was some sort of locator, right, on the device.
If she came into the emergency department, even though it's underneath, we could usually figure out who put it in, the manufacturer, the serial number. Yeah, there's all cool ways that we could do that.
Okay. All right. Well, we sure hope that they find her alive and that they can get her home. They can get those meds going again. Dr. Lovecchio, always insightful.
Thank you for
what
coming
a pleasure seeing you guys.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you for all the questions in the chat as well, by the way. You're very insightful.
Yeah. Let's get those pingable.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Seriously.
Yeah. If
that
you had
could be all the difference in the world.
Well, yeah. If you had a drone helping in the search or something.
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
And we are on the verge of our first break. There was a major development, shakeup, I guess you could say, in the governor's race in Arizona. It's our poll question this morning, and boy, we got a lot of people voting. What are you going to do now, especially if Karrin Taylor Robson was your candidate? Not only that, we've got one of the smartest political analysts in the state, Stan Barnes. He's going to join us in 2 minutes with how this does shake up the race. Mystery Cam time right now, Celeste.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Well, Celeste, I'm noticing we have a lot of people joining us today on Fox 10 Talks.
Yeah, if you are new to the chat, let us know where you're watching from. Here is a big shout out to all of you watching on our Fox Local app, on TV, maybe on Channel 45. You can go ahead and go to youtube.com and look at Fox 10 Phoenix and find the live option under the menu. And that's how you can join us here and share your thoughts in the chat.
And we are getting lots of guesses. Brandy, Brandy likes to hedge her bets, which is fine. Vermont or maybe Maine. We love Brandy is so loyal to us. We let her have two guesses.
Oh, we love you, Brandy. All right, we got Vermont from B. Miguel, New York State from Linda Monterth. Darla Nicole says possibly Tennessee or Northern Cal, which we like her too. We love Darla, so they both get a 2 for Ron. Indiana from Steph Lacey, and Tucson from Darren Lloyd. Vermont maybe, or Maine as well. So
I am so confused by this picture, Celeste, and I'm going to tell you why. Every once in a while, we take this picture out of Banff, Alberta, Canada.
Yes.
And there's a restaurant on that corner that looks like that restaurant.
Oh, so you think this is Canada?
Well, except that there's a gigantic mountain just off in the distance there, and I see no gigantic mountain.
Oh,
so now I don't know. I wanted to guess Alberta, but now I don't know. Is it possibly being covered up by the cloud?
I'm going to go Washington.
Okay, we got a Washington, and we've got an Alberta, and here's your answer.
Here is your mystery camera. Oh, I can see what this is. Gaylord, Michigan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, we were both way off.
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
Did anyone say Michigan? I don't remember seeing a Michigan in there.
In Illinois, I see, of course. Let's see. We have
Sammy G said Michigan.
Sammy G. All right.
By the skin of a teeth.
You know what we need to do is we need to develop the technology, Celeste, where we can bring somebody in live. Like, say, a Sammy G.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sammy G.
That's
on your FaceTime or something.
I wonder if her cousin is Becky G.
I wonder if her uncle is Kenny G.
They come from a family of musicians. Who knew?
There you go. All right. We are really looking forward to this next interview. There was the biggest political bombshell of the season for the state of Arizona that came in yesterday. Karrin Taylor Robson, Celeste, suddenly announced she is, well, the word now being used always by politicians is suspended, but for all practical purposes, she's getting out of the race for governor.
Right. So we have Stan Barnes here with us this morning. Nice to see you, my friend. Political consultant, lobbyist. You were at one point a state lawmaker here in Arizona. So we love your insight, and it's good to see you. What are your thoughts on this big announcement from her campaign?
Yeah, it's great to see both of you, and thank you for having me on. It is a bombshell, like Ron said. It changes everything when it comes to how the Capitol crowd is prognosticating the next governor of Arizona. Karrin was a formidable candidate with her own ability to spend and gain constituency with that spend. You know, she's practically self-funded, but she could raise a lot of money. And she had a tremendous private sector success. And she comes from a certain political royalty, if you will, with her father used to be the Senate president way back in the day. But she's not going to go. And the only reason she's not, I could imagine, with some confidence, is that she believes she cannot win. Because I think if she could win, in her mind, she would go forward. But the polls, at this point, are indicative of something that is not right in terms of her ability to overcome in the primary. I think Governor Hobbs is relieved that Karrin is out of the race, because Governor Hobbs would have had a formidable challenge from another woman with that kind of Republican credential, including Donald Trump's endorsement. But probably more importantly, kind of the establishment of Phoenix and Arizona money and development, which is where Karrin comes from in the private sector. So it now one of the stronger contenders is no longer, and that leaves it with two people, which both happen to be incumbent congressman. There he is, Andy Biggs, right there, who is from Gilbert and who once had a 16-year career in the state legislature as a House member and senator and Senate president, and now has been in Congress and has enjoyed himself and made a name for himself. And also David Schweikert. And David Schweikert is the other incumbent congressman that's in the race. And Schweikert also had a legislative career, but he was also a county elected official and has won some very difficult races in his congressional seat. So these two guys are very similar when it comes to policy and philosophy, but there's a couple of key differences. Mr. Biggs is thought of as a lot more ideological, driven by ideology.
Thank you.
He is the kind of guy that seeks for a certain level of perfection when it comes to legislation. He is viewed as more conservative, if you will. David Schweikert, Congressman Schweikert, is a little more in the Goldwater conservative field. He had a successful run as a legislator, a very good record there, was in leadership in the House, and is a senior member on the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee. And so he's got a lot of throw weight in Washington. What sets David apart from David Schweikert from Andy Biggs, is that David knows how to win very tough races. He beat Harry Mitchell for that congressional seat at one time. And he had run before that against Harry Mitchell and lost. And I mean, the day he lost to Congressman Harry Mitchell, now Congressman Schweikert was already plotting his next campaign. I mean, the guy doesn't sleep. He is the hardest working man in politics. He can raise a lot of money, and he knows his math. He's very cerebral when it comes to budget deficits and that sort of thing. He's got a lot of credibility. Biggs has that legislative monarch of being the former Senate president. He certainly knows how both chambers work, and he has Trump's endorsement. Now, Trump's endorsement ought to mean a lot in a Republican primary in Arizona. But, Donald Trump is suffering like a lot of presidents do in the midterm as some of the popularity is worn off after his election. This has happened to almost every single president in our lifetime. And so if the president is not as powerful or not as popular as he could be, the endorsement of Mr. Biggs in the primary might not be as valuable as it could be.
So, Stan,
but it's going to be a real race. Go ahead. Please.
Okay, and we just got a couple of minutes left here. So they both had the endorsements, right? I mean, they both had the backing of President Trump, which to me said they should be moving along on same tracks. But I do think I saw a poll, there have not been a lot of them, that showed that Biggs was substantially ahead. How was he pulling ahead of his opponent, who also had the very same endorsement?
Yeah, you're making a great point. It's because Andy Biggs is known to the Republican active base as the real deal. He is one of them. And that same Republican active base does not believe Karrin Taylor Robson is one of them. She has Trump's endorsement, but Trump's endorsed two people, and that Republican base that watches this stuff and is active at meetings and that sort of thing, they have all said to themselves, Andy Biggs is one of us and Karrin Taylor Robson is not. That's the difference.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I know we're talking about this, the Republicans here in this race, but we've had a Libertarian here yesterday, a governor candidate. We had Hugh Lytle, an independent. What are your thoughts on how they will fare? I mean, we do have a fair number of independents in Arizona now, but do you still need to be a part of one of the big parties to win big?
I do think so, Celeste. I think Mr. Lytle, who's going to be the nominee that under the independent banner, is going to have an impact on the race. And I think he's going to actually help Governor Hobbs, because we're a center-right state. And if you're a center-right voter and you're not happy with the Republican nominee, instead of having only the Democratic governor as your option, now you have a third player, someone who has his own track record, someone has got the independent label, and that means something to somebody. And so I think that center-right electorate is going to be split, and that benefits Governor Hobbs. That's my back of the napkin analysis for you.
Hey, I mean, back of the napkin analysis, those actually tend to be quite successful.
Hey, you know what? Southwest Airlines was designed on the back of the napkin by Herb Kelleher.
There you go.
Well said.
Stan, do you have the fire going to the fireplace? It's a rainy, cloudy. What's happening? Oh, come on, buddy. Light that
no,
fire.
No, I don't. But I appreciate you pointing that out. This office used to be the residence of the guy that built this building in 1960 at Central and Earl. It's really a pretty cool place.
You got your hat ready, though. That's for sure. Yeah,
yes, I do.
Ready to head outside for lunch.
Where is it? It's over here.
Yes,
Look,
it is.
10 minutes with Stan. I always learn something.
Oh, yeah. Stan,
thank you.
Great to see you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Adios.
All right, here we go. Poll question time. Big shakeup. Yeah, the numbers keep moving around, Celeste. A few more votes now for Katie Hobbs. Right now, it's 33% if you want to grab the QR code if you haven't voted yet. 66% for the Republican, either Biggs or Schweikert. And by the way, that's going to be a fascinating race now to watch.
Yes.
And so far, not a lot of love for Barry Hess, the Libertarian, who was just on yesterday, or Hugh Lytle, who was on about a week or so ago. And then there are other options, too, so you can grab that QR code.
The YouTube numbers are fascinating.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the shakeup in the governor's race. Who will you vote for? We have 47% say Democrat Katie Hobbs, 48% say Republican Andy Biggs or David Schweikert, 5% say the independent. So those numbers very close between Republican and Democrat.
And I thought on YouTube, it seems like it's just a little bit more left-leaning.
Usually it is.
I would not have expected it to be that close, but we'll keep watching. That's for sure. Celeste, should we go see what Dave's thinking about all this?
I've been waiting for this moment all morning.
She's been waiting. It almost sounds like a song. What's going on, Big Dave?
Yeah, I love how close it is on YouTube, and the comments definitely show. Remember, you can vote on fox10phoenix.com/poll or on YouTube and comment there. Darla Nicole 93 says, it most definitely will not be Hobbs. Not that I'm really impressed with the opponents either. I would love to see a change for once in my life and see an independent in office, test it out to see what happens. Maybe this change is what we need to reunite this country. Barry and Heber says, although Barry Hess is very intriguing, a third-party vote could negatively affect removing the incumbent. And finally, Mark C. in Phoenix says Hobbs will easily get reelected this November with the help from independent voters. MAGA is now too far radical right, scaring away those vital independent voters. We love hearing from you guys. Keep the comments up.
By the way, a great big thank you to D3 Demi.
Yes.
I'm from Kingman. This is Chris. I've been watching Fox 10 since 2009. Love your podcast.
Oh.
Just awesome. Thank you to the Fox team. Much love.
And good morning, Shelly. Shelly's been watching. Welcome to the FTT chat as well, Shelly. Good morning. Love to have you here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Well, Celeste, I've never lived anywhere where it's cold enough to be ice fishing.
Oh,
when my sister
gosh.
and her hubby lived in Montana, we did go ice fishing once up kind of in the Continental Divide area up around Lincoln, Montana. And it is an experience. I'm betting that's Wisconsin or Michigan or Minnesota right there.
Well,
look how cold.
Oh, my gosh. I wonder, I mean, I think I know what they're going to have for dinner tonight.
Oh, yes.
Fish.
Walleye. Come on.
By the way, we want to say a big shout out. We have a few new people here.
We do. So cool.
I know several people joining us this morning from all over the world. So thank you for joining in. We do have, it looks as though, Ron, folks are even guessing where this could be.
Yeah.
They said Montana, Minnesota.
Yep,
very cool.
Those are good guesses, that's for sure. Okay, so, hey, by the way, we want to invite you. We're heading into Valentine's weekend, and so here's what our thinking is. We got the viewer voicemail, 602-262-0428. We want you to share your best or worst or funniest Valentine's Day story.
Yeah, so we know, and maybe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it's going to happen tomorrow. Like your best Valentine's Day ever is going to happen tomorrow. We want to hear about it, and then we'll share your voicemail on Monday.
Yeah, we'll all come back with notes on how Valentine's was, but yeah, we'd love to hear your story. So don't forget, 602-262-0428. Let's go to Shannon Bream. She, of course, is a guest every Friday, and boy, she had some interesting things to say as we chatted today. Happy Friday the 13th, Shannon.
You too, Ron, and happy Valentine's Day weekend.
Good point. Yeah, my daughter's birthday always on February 14th, so we celebrate twice. I'm sure Michelle's
my
watching.
My sister-in-law's too.
Okay. Oh, see, there you go. All right, so what's the latest now on the shutdown of DHS? And does this one, Shannon, feel like it could drag on as long as the last one?
Well, we don't see any off-ramps. It hits at midnight tonight here Eastern in Washington, and it's got real-world impact because lawmakers are gone for at least 10 days, and they're told you're on a short lease, come back if we have a deal. You got to get back here to vote, but there's nothing on the table, it seems like right now. We're going to have the lead Senate negotiator on this, GOP Senator Katie Britt, is going to be with us to talk about where we are, who's she talking to, is anything getting done. Main impacts are not going to be on ICE. It's funded, but it will be TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, many other agencies.
Well, Democrats were pretty determined on the last shutdown to reinstate subsidies for the ACA, but now you hear nothing about that. Did anything ever come of that?
No, and the last time I checked, they were still kind of negotiating around on the Senate side to get something done, but it's not the pressing headline-making, thing that it was a couple of months ago, and so they've now turned to ICE. That is a good headline for Democrats. The polling shows that the White House has lost some ground on this issue. Our Fox polling within the last week or two showed that people think ICE is being too aggressive in the enforcement, although they want criminals deported, they want the border safe, they don't like what they've seen on their screens, and the White House has been cognizant of that too.
Well, Democrats do want more restrictions on ICE. We know that. Republicans want something as well, a nationwide requirement for voter ID. I saw a Pew Research poll that said 71% of Democrats and 90+% of Republicans want to see it. What are its odds, and how is all of that caught up in all of this?
Well, really tough chance that it gets through. It's made it through the House, but the Senate, as you know, you got to get to 60 votes just to move it procedurally to get to the actual vote. And there aren't 60 Republican senators currently, so it's going to be a very heavy lift there. But Republicans say that's fine. They want Democrats to take a vote and have to say that they were against voter ID. Now, Democrats will say it's more than that. It's proving citizenship, and it would be more difficult for some people. Not everybody has access to a passport or has their birth certificate right in hand, and women who get married change their names, that whole process. But Republicans will say there are safeguards for all those issues built into the SAVE Act, and they want to see a vote.
We ran a couple of polls on our new streaming show, Fox 10 Talks, and our viewer poll yesterday said ICE made a lot of successful arrests in Minneapolis, but agreed that it was time to wind it down. The other poll, which is people all over the country that follow us on YouTube, they said it was a disaster. Obviously, it's horrible to see what happened to people being shot there, but from a political standpoint, is there concern over at the White House that it was a political disaster for them?
There's been a lot of reporting of some sensitivities to that. When you lose Renee Good and Alex Preddy, these are Americans who were killed. And the situation as it played out, those investigations are ongoing for details and accountability and that kind of thing. But that plus the little boy Liam, that, agents took care of him when his dad ran off from an enforcement. And there's a lot of, information and misinformation about that case too. But what it adds up to is if you're having to explain, you're losing in politics. And so there's definitely been a sensitivity to that. But sending in Tom Homan was a big tone change. It was an operational change, and the White House feels good about how that's proceeded.
Okay, tell us about your show on Sunday.
So in addition to Senator Katie Britt, we've got Senator Chris Coons. He's one of these senators who's over at the Munich Security Conference talking about our place in the world stage. And but he's not here voting because there's nothing to vote on yet for this shutdown. But he may have to leave and come back if there is.
We'll be watching Sunday morning at 8 out here in Phoenix on Fox 10. See you next week, so I said. All right.
Yes.
So let's shift to from politics to world travel.
We are. And speaking of travel, we have a new viewer in the chat,
Okay.
Caroline. She is watching from Dublin, Ireland.
You're kidding?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. They're just weeks away from their St. Patty's Day parade, the greatest one in the world.
Oh, my gosh.
In Dublin.
You know what, Caroline? Maybe you should chime in on the viewer voicemail and tell us what that is like.
Sure.
Right? To experience that.
Or come follow both of us on Instagram, and we'll follow you. How about that?
Yeah, that was great. Syleste Fox 10.
Hooner Fox 10. Maybe you could share some pictures of previous Dublin St. Patrick's Day parade. Bucket list for me once in my life.
Oh, my
Anyway,
goodness.
Celeste, so when you're going to Dublin, or you're going to Dubai, or you're going to Dubrovnik, what does Rick Steves say?
So Rick Steves is going to be here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He has there's a big travel and adventure show here this weekend, and he's going to be holding these special talks, talking about how to take his own experience and make your experience better.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to chat with him, so take a listen to this here.
I'm excited to be coming down and sharing the most important lessons I've learned from a lifetime of enjoying Europe, making mistakes, taking careful notes. When I get ripped off, I celebrate. They don't know who they just ripped off. I'm going to learn that scam and bring it home. I hit and miss and miss and miss and hit and miss and bring home the hits and write them up and then share them so other people can have a better batting average when they go to Europe. So it's my joy, and I can hardly wait to get down this Saturday and share in my talks the most important lessons I've learned for enjoying Europe the Rick Steves way. You need to be mobile. You need to pack light. You need to equip yourself with good information, expect yourself to travel smart, and you will. You need to realize that money is a precious resource, but so is your time. We Americans have the shortest vacations in the rich world, and we have to use our time smartly as well as our money. If you save time, that's a good budget trick. I'm also going to remind people that we travel not to avoid culture shock, but to embrace culture shock. Culture shock is why we travel. It gets us out of our comfort zone. We learn about our homes by leaving it and looking back at it from a distance. We broaden our perspective by trying new things. For me, culture shock is a constructive thing. It's the growing pains of a broadening perspective. And what I get to do as a travel teacher is to curate that culture shock so you enjoy it.
Ron? Yeah. And so I love that he said, culture shock isn't a bad thing. It actually means that what you're doing as a traveler is working.
Okay.
Because you should embrace that and go, oh, yeah, this is really different for me. And that's a good thing. It
expands your mind.
It makes you grow.
Do you know where I have experienced, seriously now, the biggest culture shock? I've tried to travel all over the world, but I got to say, hold on here, you guys.
Goodness.
I'm going to call. There we go. When I was in China and I stepped out into the intersection, and this is all I saw. People on their bikes, including the guy with the homemade handlebars set up there.
Are you like dodging these bikes at this moment?
Man. Oh, they go fast.
Oh, my. Were they yelling at you like, white man, get out of the way?
No, they're like, Hooner? What are you doing in China?
They knew you were
if I had a nickel for every time I heard Hooner, what are you doing in China? By the way, so that's one picture for you, but talk about culture shock. I took this picture, Celeste, standing on a mountain because I wanted to hike it, and let's just say it's a little different than when you're, we have great hikes here.
Did you hike any of these?
Well, I didn't go up to any of those skinny little peaks, but I was on top of one taking that picture. But
that is
it's
cool.
a good point. Culture shock is a real thing, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and then he shared, Ron, a little bit of insight into some of his most unique experiences.
Okay.
You're going to love this. Take a listen.
Europe is the springboard for world discovery. My favorite places are far beyond Europe, but my beat is Europe. And with my 100 colleagues here in Seattle, our mission is to equip and inspire Americans to venture beyond Orlando. There's 96% of humanity out there.
Is he back?
And we're all in this together. So it can be a culture shock just to go to France and realize that slow service is good service. It can be a culture shock to go to Scotland and realize, a wee nip of whiskey after a nice hike is a beautiful thing. It can be culture shock to go to Spain and realize everybody's out walking before dinner and they don't serve dinner until 9 or 10 o'clock. These are just fun little angles on travel. I love nothing more than to sit in a sauna with a bunch of naked Finns. It's a world of wood and steam and sweat, and look around and I see people with long blonde hair pasted to their face. And it occurs to me, I have no idea what century I'm in, but I know I'm in Finland. This is the joy of travel.
Right?
There's your quote of the day from today's Fox 10 Talk with a bunch of naked Finns.
We're sitting in a sauna. And you see how excited he was? And he was just like, yes.
Yes.
It was, that's really what life is. It's all about experiences, all collected together. And then, sharing life with people.
So I'm sure he inspired you. What's next on your bucket? Matter of fact, chat, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
What is on your bucket list of a place you haven't traveled to yet? You can join us on YouTube, join the convo. Mm-hmm. But what would you say, Celeste? What's on your... I just said going to the Irish St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland is on my bucket list for sure. But
that's a really good question. I actually would like to do the Eastern Europe, maybe Croatia.
Okay.
Even maybe like Turkey.
Slovenia. Okay.
Yeah.
Down into the Balkans.
Yeah, because I'm Balkan.
You are Balkan.
Yeah.
Like 0.1%, but still.
I am.
That's all that matters.
And then I'm 0.3 Filipino. So I thought maybe that I ventured down to the Philippines and I'm like 50% what's that? Portuguese and Spanish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, from the Iberian Peninsula.
I'm Iberian, Ron. Yes,
you are Iberian. And you're Finnish and all of that. Okay. By the way, so let's see. We've got plenty of, there's a little philosophy.
Did you see his?
Oh, the Finns, those Finnish and their saunas.
He actually said he would like to head up to the ancient ruins of Greece. Little philosophy said. Jared Sonora says, I grew up with Rick Steves on PBS. He's the GOAT.
All right. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. Looking at a beautiful shot here in one beautiful city around the country. It would be
Detroit.
It kind of be chilly sitting on that deck.
That beautiful city is Detroit.
Detroit. You gotta say it like that, Ron.
I do love this guy's house, though, that's for sure. And boy, the wind is howling. Celeste, we are really excited about our guest who just walked into our studio moments ago.
Oh, my goodness. President and founder of Fabulous Arizona and its parent company, Fabulous Media, Cynthia Sassi. Cynthia, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
This is exciting. You said you started in 2010. You wanted you have a big social media following. It's very lifestyle, restaurant, travel type. What do you love about travel?
I think it's just great to explore new things.
For me, if you don't mind.
Here we go. Yeah. It's great to be able to explore new things, especially in your own state. I feel like a lot of times we get kind of caught up in going to the same places all the time, and it's nice to be able to branch out and check out new things and new places in your own backyard.
Well, maybe we can call on you from time to time. Today we want to talk restaurants, so tell us about some that you've kind of discovered.
Oh my gosh, yes. There are so many new restaurants right now. It's kind of hard to keep up, so we're going to give you the scoop on which ones you need to check out. So first here we're talking about Wolf by Vanderpump. And so many people know Lisa Vanderpump from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She is a celebrity now, a renowned restaurateur. And Wolf is actually originally from Lake Tahoe. And they have opened this location now here at the Caesars Republic in Scottsdale. And it is on the 7th floor. So you're going to get stunning views of Camelback Mountain. Love it at sunset. It is just such a vibe. And the decor. Lisa's known for being ultra glamorous. So you've got crystal chandeliers, faux fur. You're going to have velvet. It's just really that upscale, glamorous vibe.
I remember seeing like the first night it opened. I think it was a media night or something, and all the images on social media. They had Ron, big, strong men with like big wolf hats,
shirtless.
On.
Yes,
shirtless. Ron.
And I wasn't invited.
I was at first. I was like, what is happening? Here's a question in the chat here. Charles David says, can we ask Cynthia, what is the top spot for Valentine's Day? What do you think would be a great spot? Maybe one that people don't necessarily think about.
Well, unfortunately, I think reservations are sold out for most places at this point. So I would say that unless you're trying to do like 4 p.m. or 9 p.m. It might be kind of tough right now, to be honest. I think most restaurateurs I've talked to this week, they're sold out already.
Well, this Wolf place would probably be, I'm sure it's all reserved.
I will say Wolf is very large. They can fit a lot of people. So they might have some availability just because they can seat so many people. So you might be able to squeeze in there.
Do they have like a $10 value menu there? Or?
Definitely not at Wolf.
I'm just asking. I mean, I saw Chili's was rolling something out. But anyway, let's go to the next one right now.
We know where you're going to be on Valentine's Day.
Well, next we're going to North Scottsdale, and this is going to be Heritage Kitchen and Cocktails, and this is Chef Christopher Brugman's first restaurant with Eric Greenwald and Mark Goldberg.
Where is this?
And it's in North Scottsdale, kind of like Bell Road and Thompson Peak Parkway. So I feel like a really untapped area where they need more options, and I feel like he's done this incredible job of marrying an elevated concept with it also being like the neighborhood spot.
Look at that nice patio.
Yeah, so it's the patio is fantastic, dog friendly as well, and it's great. They open at 3:00, so you can check out happy hour.
Did you say Mark Wahlberg?
No. Sorry, Mark Goldberg. He's
Goldberg.
Yeah. So these guys teamed up and opened this.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's go to the next one here. This is Catch.
Yeah. So Catch is obviously probably one of the most highly anticipated openings this last year. They started in New York, and everyone loves Las Vegas, LA, and so now it's open here. So people were very excited for this one to come. It had been talked about for years prior, and that one opened in the fall this last year, and it is just such a vibe in there. You walk in, it's got the warm wood and kind of tones, and it's very moody, and they are like a Japanese steakhouse and sushi bar. So you're gonna get sushi, you're gonna get steak. Their catch roll's really popular.
That looks good right there.
Yeah, it's just as you can see. It's
look at that.
$10 value menu for
Still
Ron.
not. Don't worry, I know right where the Golden Buffet is.
I am gonna say I think all of these are pretty on the elevated side, but they're definitely a special place to check out.
All right.
So Cowboy is spelled Kauboi, but it's pronounced Cowboy. And this is inside the new the Remy Hotel in Old Town Scottsdale, so right in the entertainment district. So the place to see and be seen, and it is just a really fun spot. Obviously, as you can see here, they've got some really Instagrammable dishes, and this is going to be again kind of like some sushi and then steak, and they have a robata grill that they cook the meats on. So it's got a really incredible smoky flavor, but also really tender meat.
Oh, that's That must be the grill right there. You just saw.
Yeah.
Would you say most of these are relatively new?
All of these are within probably the last 8 months.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot going on.
What's bringing them all here?
And that's what's exciting is Scottsdale is just becoming this, culinary scene where everyone is coming. There's so many new restaurants opening this year too. So we're just talking today about the ones that are already open that you can go to now, but there's just a lot coming. So I think it's, as Arizonians, we are very excited and proud to have all these cool concepts wanting to be here.
That's awesome. A big following on Instagram. What is your handle and where do we find your
It's Fabulous Arizona. So Fabulous Arizona Instagram, fabulousarizona.com is the website. And we're always posting all the latest and greatest. We've got a bunch of information about all the new restaurants coming too.
Tell us about 40 Love.
So 40 Love, some people might be familiar with Kelly's at Southbridge. That has replaced that. So Kelly's at Southbridge was a really popular bar down there in Old Town. And now they've renovated this and really elevated the space. As you can tell from the name, it's tennis-inspired themed decor.
Oh, that's
and they kind of are going for like a country club vibe.
Oh.
So it's really a elevated vibe. You can have dinner, but then they shift over into kind of like a lounge nightlife style later in the night. So you can make a whole night of it and have dinner and then stay and hang out and have cocktails and be social.
Wow.
We've got one more to get to here, and it's called Pignon.
Yes, Pignon. You pronounced it correctly. I had to double check on that. So this is from the team of Buck and Ryder, which everyone knows and loves.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and so they have really nailed service, food. They've really got their systems down. And so this restaurant is no different. You're really going to see great service, great menu. They've got a fantastic happy hour. And this restaurant is located on the Civic Center Park. And so you're overlooking the park. It's just really pretty. It's 2 stories and they've got a large patio that's got lush greenery.
Yeah.
So it's again, I feel like everyone opening right now has really figured out that you have to have the atmosphere, you've got to have the vibes, and then you also just really have to nail the food and
you
service.
have to have a great patio.
Yeah.
Because 8 months out of the year, that's where you're going to be hanging.
Yes, especially here in peak season.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be on the patio.
All right,
Yeah.
Cynthia, thank you.
This has been amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of great ideas there. Thank you.
Great to have you in.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you so much.
sometimes we just let our guests get up and walk off. So Dave's ready for you over here.
Well,
thank you guys so much.
Because we have a surprise guest popping into our streaming studio right now.
We call this the hot walk, Ron.
Wait till you see who this is, everybody.
Hot walk.
Ready and... Oh, wait.
What?
He came and went.
Okay, hold on. He's got something.
Hold on here.
He's got money in an envelope for us?
What is...
Yes,
What's
thank
happening?
goodness.
Corey McCloskey.
I can't believe it.
Are you
I've
kidding?
missed you, friends.
I know.
Your show is still on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on TV, but how about this on YouTube?
I thought this was all you were doing. Here's your parking pass for
thank
tomorrow's
you.
VNSA book
Oh, the
sale,
VNSA.
Celeste.
Okay,
Now, Ron doesn't need a parking
Nonprofit Service
pass.
Association, 67th year, I think.
69th.
69th year,
Yeah.
and I've been doing it 40 years.
That is
for them.
crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Ron, you're all they talk about down there. You know that, Celeste.
Everybody's always talking about Ron, not just the
there you
ladies
go.
down there.
I know.
My
the
gosh.
year it was just the board shorts, and I mean the crazy stories.
Sure, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been known to wear my flip-flops down there. Come on, man. You got to have comfortable shoes, sensible shoes, because you're going to cover a lot of ground with 500,000 books. It's Saturday and Sunday at 19th Avenue in McDowell. What's going on with you, friend?
Well, I really just stopped in to drop off Celeste's parking
Oh, is that
pass.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
But
look so rested.
I feel
gosh.
rested.
Now
I can't
you're up
believe
This
that
is
you
what 2
people
hours
get up
of
at the hour you
nights
get up.
will do.
What time do you get up again?
3.
Wow. And Ron? Same.
4.
Oh, at 4.
Well, she reads her Bible for an hour. I scroll
need it
more
if I'm
quickly
coming in
than
here.
that. I go for one verse. Celeste will go for like 18 chapters.
Remember when our friend Rick D'Amico was on the show?
Oh, yes.
I once said to Rick, who would come in, in an easy hour, like around 7, he would start on the air.
Yes,
Right.
sure.
And I said to him, Rick, you get up like a farmer. I get up like a burglar. I mean, 3 o'clock.
Hey, by the way,
I know.
this is all right. So YouTube's going nuts now that we have you on with us,
we love
buddy.
Corey.
And so,
Corey.
do you have any
Yeah.
questions? No holds bar. Nothing is off limits. We got 3 minutes left. You can ask Corey anything.
Oh,
you
this is
ever wanted
good.
to ask him.
Oh, this is exciting. Where's my slave cam? I still say that. The camera that's dedicated to me.
Oh, that's
Number
right
3.
here.
Three.
Right there. Look at that.
Yeah, 3s.
Are you ready for your close-up, Mr.
I'm ready.
DeMille?
Zoom it in. I can handle it.
Corey, the only one keeping vaudeville alive.
Oh, gosh. Oh, hey, speaking of vaudeville, I just had a great phone call from Pat McMahon the other day. National treasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I texted him because I was, Mary Jane and I were watching a documentary on Phoenix in the 50s.
Yeah.
Great film, and all of that. And it was probably produced in the 90s. But Pat was the narrator. You didn't see him, but I knew it was his voice.
What's
and
he
I
up to now? What's he doing?
He's still on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good for
He
him.
MCs this, he does
He's
that.
a legend.
He is
Yeah.
such a
Dog trainer.
He also is a
I
dog
don't know.
trainer?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Is he tackling alligators
He
too?
does it all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, he was really excited to hear that he was known as a national treasure.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
who
one of the questions in YouTube, and we've got just a couple of minutes left. What's your favorite weather phenomenon? I'm guessing it's the haboob, but you tell us.
You know what I like?
Huh?
I like the dust devil. The dust devil, which is the tiny little tornado of dust that you'll see in the warmer months, because you can walk right into it, kids. I mean, if you see, like livestock spinning around in it, then it's not for you.
Now that's
but if it's just trash,
What's
you
happening?
can walk toward it.
Look at your close-up here.
Yes.
What is happening?
I don't even look away. I'm boring right into the viewers' brains. Yeah.
Buddha Sheep says, we miss you so much on the morning show.
I miss
Oh my
all of my
freaking
friends.
goodness. It's Corey, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that one a lot.
Emperor Van wants to see you doing some NASCAR. Let's get you out at the track calling
I'll be
a
out
couple
there.
of races.
Oh, calling the races.
Wow.
You know what's noisy? Have you heard?
Cars.
When I'm out there, I cannot hear my co-anchors. What's the tall skin, the blonde guy?
Yeah,
tall,
John?
right? Jim.
Is that his name?
John.
Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny.
And then all the teeth and the hair. What's her name?
Christina?
Yes, Tina.
Christina.
I can't hear them.
Yeah.
When I'm at NASCAR, they're it's super loud, but it's fun. If you've never been out to Zoomtown, it's worth it.
How far away does Corey's fan mail come from? Says Rob Hernandez. I bet you even get stuff from Pennsylvania, your old hometown.
Yeah, well, we get some Facebook traffic from there. My sisters, Paige and Jill, were just here this week.
Oh.
They came out Sunday and left Thursday.
You guys went to the canyon.
We went to the Grand Canyon.
I can't believe we are going to wrap up.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
that. It's break time.
I thought it was the Wild West here. Don't you just do whatever you want?
We're a commercial enterprise.
Oh, that's
friend.
right.
Yeah.
You have sponsors to satisfy.
Yeah.
We do.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, what a sweet treat.
welcome on in. Happy Friday, everybody. We're going to keep things rolling now at 11.
We're going to start with Crystal. If you guys have peeked outside here in the valley, or even maybe if you're up in the northern portions, we have a little bit of weather activity.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
And I love seeing that snow earlier today in Flagstaff.
So
it was beautiful.
Yes, we've had snow since this morning. It's been hard pressed to stick on like warm surfaces, sidewalks, roadways, things like that. But it has been sticking to like grassy surfaces and cars and everything.
Yay.
So we have not had a lot of wintry weather up in the high country. So we will take anything we can get. We need the snow, that's for sure. Do you want to take some of my graphics?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's take a look. Speaking of, this is a live camera view. Yes, one of our traffic cameras, ADOT. So this is a shot from, it was updated 1 minute ago. Perfect. This is Interstate 10 at Belmont. So this is right outside of Flag that we are looking at current conditions. We've got snow on the side of the roads. We do not have it on the roads. And in fact, actually, since we're on a streaming show and I can do things on the fly, I'm going to try to change the camera to one of the other ones because quite a few of the camera shots actually we have the same general conditions. So that's a different shot. Now we're looking at a 180 at Columbus. So again, in the Flagstaff area, and you can see the snow on the pole, but you can see the roads are still wet. So overall, this is just like the perfect combo. When you get snow that melts on roads but accumulates on the grassy surfaces, it looks pretty, but you don't have to worry about driving. So that is really nice to see. In the valley, it's a little different story. We have not had a lot of moisture yet, a couple little sprinkles here and there, but we do have the clouds overhead. In fact, I don't know if we've talked about this much, but our building is going under a little bit of construction right now. So we're getting to our streaming studio different than we used to. When we step outside for a minute, it's a little bit of a hike. But you get in the outside for a moment. And when I stepped outside, I was like, it feels so good. It's cloudy. Like, it looks gorgeous out there.
I was outside for a live shot at the Herd Museum, and it was breezy and cool.
Yes.
I very much enjoyed it, but I like having a little bit of that variation.
It's so nice. So we're at 66 degrees. Temperature's not going to climb a ton more the rest of the day. We will get into the low 70s, it looks like, for the high. And then there's the picture in Flagstaff where actually, still a few flakes coming down, it looks like. And you can see some of that snow that's on people's cars. It's not a lot. We didn't expect it to be a lot. But this is going to continue, guys, throughout the day with these like spotty rain showers and some spotty snow showers as well. Temperature there is borderline. We're right at 33 degrees. So that's part of the reason everything's melting as it's hitting the ground.
I love that.
I love this. Look at Fox Vision, guys. Isn't this great? Now, radar is kind of overdoing it in terms of the way radar works. It's taking a picture up in the clouds. So up in the clouds, there's a lot of moisture. Some of this isn't making it all the way to the ground, but patchy rain showers across the state and then patchy snow showers at the higher elevations. So we'll just kind of zoom into a couple spots. This is Flagstaff, where you can see those snow showers kind of rolling up and over the San Francisco peaks. And then as we drop a little farther to the south, there's Payson with a little bit of rain and then snow up against the Mogollon Rim falling. And then finally we go down into like Pinell County and the Valley, and you can see that we same deal, have just like some scattered showers. Actually, let me see if I can zoom us into the Valley just a little bit, and we'll take a closer look at where we do have a couple of showers rolling on through. Here we go. So there, you can see it's really sprinkly stuff, but right up against Buckeye, the West Valley, a little bit of the North Valley outside of Fountain Hills, some sprinkles falling there. But this is what we were calling for yesterday too, right? It was light, patchy stuff, nothing super heavy that's been rolling on by. Guys, this is one storm system, but we actually have a handful that are coming through. Yeah, so this system is not going to last super long. It's going to roll right over us through the rest of today. And then by this evening, it'll start to push moisture off to the east of us. And then by overnight, it drags it out with it. So by tomorrow for Valentine's Day, do you have plans, guys? No, I don't. We don't really. Actually, I'm getting my hair cut, so I'm actually not even going to be with my husband
really
for a bit.
You're like, I'm going to hang out with you for 5 hours.
I think it just happened to be that there was an opening. But if you are going out, for those of you maybe young lovers who, well, I feel like, I don't know, I've been married long enough now. I don't want to deal with the crowds.
Johnny asked, he goes, do you want to go out to dinner? I'm like, not really.
It's too much crowds.
It is. It's like New Year's Eve.
Josh and I also, our wedding anniversary is next week, so we're going out to dinner next week. I'm like, we're good this week.
That's probably a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Did he propose on Valentine's Day?
No, he did not propose on Valentine's Day. Actually, fun fact, the first time that we hung out was with a group of friends was Valentine's Day, though.
Oh.
Yeah. So
there's some significance.
Yeah. Okay. Now that you have my lore, Josh and I's there's the rest of your forecast. Lore. Yeah. Here's the rest of your weekend. Saturday and Sunday are dry. But then because the pattern has kind of shifted, the door is open for additional storms to roll our way. So we've got another area of low pressure that'll run into California Monday morning. So by the time we get to Monday night, Tuesday morning, morning. It should sling some moisture away. Now, it's still a little unclear, but it looks like there's the potential for some heavier rain and possibly some heavier snow in the high country. So this could bring us some bigger totals, which is exciting because, like I said, we really need it. Our snowpack is so far below average for this point in the season. Any bit that we can get, we're gonna celebrate. And then that should clear Tuesday evening. But as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, there is the possibility of even another system to roll in.
Couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Darren Lloyd 244 is asking. I'll ask the same question as Corey. What is your most interesting weather phenomena?
Oh,
maybe that you've seen or covered.
Yeah, ever. And then Linda's asking, Crystal, do you think we have some late winter storms into March, April? That's a tough one, maybe, because
hopefully.
Okay,
favorite. Is it my favorite or just something I've seen?
What's the most interesting?
Okay, so there's a type of cloud called a Kevin Helmholtz cloud.
Oh, excuse us.
Google it.
How do you spell
They look like the waves of an ocean.
Oh, Kevin what?
Helmholtz is how you say it, I believe. H-E.
Oh, right here.
There you go.
HEMHOLTZ clouds.
Yeah. Are you looking at it?
Yeah. Oh, those are
So they
cool.
look like waves.
Oh, yeah.
Like waves of the ocean. I think those are really neat.
Have you seen one in person?
I have, yes. Yeah, when I lived out in Philly.
Really?
And then lenticular clouds, which we get up in Flagstaff.
Yeah,
they look like UFOs.
Those are cool. Yeah.
Those are some cool clouds I really like.
Especially when they're on top of a mountaintop, right?
Yes,
Like
that's how they form. Is the air kind of hits the mountain, lifts,
whether
and
former
triggers.
Once a weather expert, always a weather expert.
Exactly.
I've relinquished the title gladly.
So those two are cool. Those are two cloud formations that are neat. In terms of March and April.
Yes.
Yeah, a little harder to say with any certainty, but at least in the immediate future, it looks like this second half of February should be more active with storm chances. And if we remember, last year we had a fairly slow start to our season, and then the second half into March and even April was more active, and it ended up leading to Snowbowl staying open the latest it had ever been open because they got all those like back-end storms. So fingers crossed that can happen again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Crystal,
Happy
thank you.
Valentine's
Happy
Day
Valentine's
weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day. I hope everybody enjoys it.
You too.
Yeah.
Hope your hair turns out good.
Oh, thank you. The roots are rooting. They need a little color.
It looks great. We want to get to our next topic, a pretty serious one that we have been following really for 2 weeks now. So we're talking obviously about the disappearance, the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. If we want to roll some of that video and go over a couple of the things. This is really, I think, the biggest information that was dropped a couple of days ago. The FBI was able to put up this surveillance video and pictures of an alleged suspect.
So we want to get right to our next guest, Dr. Lillian Glass. Good morning, Dr. Glass. Let's talk about this because you are a body language expert. So explain to us as we look at this video. Oh, we might be having issues with her. Do we have her?
Okay, so we can hear you, but you just... That's perfect. Thank you. Tell us what you're seeing, your expertise. What is this person's body language saying about them?
Basically, he's walking way too slow. There's a deliberate walk. And usually with people in a criminal activity, it would be a little quicker because of the adrenaline. And then you see him he's bending down, and you see that his legs, he has some difficulty in terms of his movement. You wonder if he's had some knee injury, because instead of bending all the way down, he stands up straight. Now, the fact that he's wearing a mask, and it's pretty thick mask, the balaclava, and yet he's insecure about it. So he's getting plants to hide this. So this is very frightening.
Many people are asking, he's so well disguised, but yet maybe ill-prepared. Why didn't he bring, people are saying if this was a professional, perhaps he would have brought something like a piece of tape to put over this doorbell cam. And had he cased the joint, he wouldn't need to go back, turn around and look for that plant to hide the doorbell cam with?
Exactly. And one of the things, if you really look closely at the photographs, his eyes are very telling. One of his eyes, the skin is over the lid. And so that's very telling in terms of who this person may be. It's a definer. And that's something to look at as well. The whole thing is just so strange. Why would you even come with a backpack if you were going to do this? And he seems like he knows the lay of the land, so to speak, because he knew where to get the shrubbery. and he knew it was on the side. He didn't have to search for it.
Now, when you are looking at video like this, does the FBI or anybody ever reach out to you to kind of get your expertise on as a body language expert as far as kind of what you're looking at, and maybe you can provide those clues to them?
Yes, well, I have lectured to the FBI on several occasions and taught them about what to look for and things of that nature. And they're pretty educated. A lot of them are very, very well educated in the area of body language because of what they've had to deal with on a hands-on level. But sometimes, they may miss something. Sure. But this is why the media is so important, because people like me come on and kind of give information that could be very, very helpful.
So you're looking at, I guess, his behavior, his body language at the moment that he is approaching that porch. Are you also able to evaluate anything about this person as far as like when you're looking at things like, and obviously we have some clues about height and stuff like that, but are you able to evaluate anything else?
Yes, the fact that he looks down, that could be a cultural thing too, because a lot of times in certain cultures, people do look down, especially when they meet other people instead of greeting them eye to eye, so to speak. So I don't know what that relevance has, but it could be another factor to look at kind of what culture he comes from. And yet he does have very good posture when he's standing up. He's in great shape, flat stomach. And the thighs look developed. So, he looks like he's in pretty good physical shape.
Now, go ahead.
What he's doing here, when he's at the camera, he's like doing this movement. That's kind of odd. It's somebody, like you said earlier, is an amateur.
Interesting.
People grab it or something and try to twist it off.
So when you look at this, are you always kind of dissecting people's body language? I mean, as this has become your kind of life's work, I'm worried about what she's thinking about us right now.
Like, are you reading us right now?
I think you guys are great, first of all. No, when I do it is like if I'm interacting with somebody and I see they pull back or their feet are pointed in a different direction. This conversation isn't going very well then. So I look at different things. I look at their, if they're uncomfortable around me, or they're very comfortable if they lean forward, or if they lick their lips. That has a lot to do with it. If their autonomic nervous system is taking over, and they're feeling intimidated or something. But normally, I don't sit there and judge people. I do it in court cases where I look at surveillance tapes for attorneys, and I look at deposition tapes and analyze what's really going on.
Dr. Glass, we have to take a really quick break. Can you hold for 2 minutes?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Dr. Glass, welcome back. Before we let you go for the day, one more question for you in the chat. Do you think that the individual seems like they knew Nancy?
Based on his body language, like approaching the door.
I think they do. Yes, because they're too familiar. And they're too cool when they're walking. You know, it's too easy. You know, they're not nervous. They're very calm. So they may have known her, or they may have known of her. And one of the things I have to say is it's striking such a nerve with everyone, because we all have somebody in our lives that we love so much, love more than life itself. And if that happened, it would be terrorizing. And this is what it's bringing out, terror in people.
Sure.
So everybody wants to help. They want this to end immediately, and they want it to end well.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Lillian Glass, we do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us this morning. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend. Next guest, this is going to be fun. The Phoenix Travel and Adventure Show
Is this weekend.
Hi, Angel.
Hey. We've got Angel Castellanos. You are a travel journalist, a TV host, and the creator of The Tour Guide.
How fun.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel that we have for the company The Tour Guide, which is a tour operator and marketplace for Europe's top destinations. And we produce edutainment. So how to, instead of look at me content, it's learn from me content.
I love that.
I like that. How did you catch your travel bug? Because obviously, if you're working in this industry, you love to travel.
Yeah.
Well, my parents, traveled. We used to get postcards from them from very far away places. And then, like a lot of people, I studied abroad, and I was the ringleader of all my friends taking the weekend trips, because most study abroad kids don't have class on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I came home and said, I just want to do this for the rest of my life. Travel is awesome. It changed me completely. I didn't know how it was changing me, but I think it just made me a better person.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, let's do some rapid fire questions. Favorite place?
Well, Italy. I spent a lot of time throughout the year in Italy.
Is there a city in Italy that you love more than any other?
I still can't get sick of Rome. Rome is amazing. It is the eternal city for a reason.
We both went to Venice recently, and I loved it way more than I thought I would. Sometimes you read reviews and people's opinions. Loved it.
Yeah, it's one of the most romantic cities. It's a special place for sure, but you just have to know how to approach it.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Second question. Most overhyped destination.
Most overhyped destination. I think it's not destinations, but it's the ports of call in cruise ship itineraries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of basic cruise ship itineraries that don't dig really deeply, and they shortchange a lot of travelers too.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with you on that one.
This is rapid fire. You can't interrupt. Okay. Most underappreciated destination, or you think that people need to be aware of?
I think Central and Eastern Europe for sure. I think the southern part of Turkey on the Mediterranean. You can easily swap that for like the French Riviera.
Really?
Oh yeah,
and cheaper.
Definitely a lot cheaper for sure.
Sorry. Okay.
And even places like in Asia, Laos, for example, is an amazing. Like the food in Laos is extraordinary. I could easily pair it with like Thai food.
Best value for travel this year.
Look, we're really digging into this.
Yeah, so I think the dollar value for Japan is still really great. Unfortunately, in Europe, the euro is gaining against the U.S. dollar, but of course, South America is still a good value for a lot of people.
I think a lot of people get kind of bogged down in picking a destination. So how would you, for people that maybe are just kind of into starting international travel, how do you think people should kind of go about this as far as even picking a destination before they even start researching? I mean, we get like on Instagram, you see like all the influencers going to certain places, but sometimes those can be kind of disappointing.
Making it look gorgeous and beautiful
when
and
it's
fun
really
and easy.
not.
Well, I think the bucket list is kind of dead. People need to reach into their own hearts and see what's meaningful for them. My beat is Europe. I spend a lot of months out of the year traveling in Europe and teaching about European travel. And I feel if you can travel in Europe, you can travel just about anywhere. It's a great way to learn about travel, especially if you're a first timer.
Yeah, and it's so great that we have now all these nonstop flights right here from Phoenix Sky Harbor,
That's
Air
helpful.
France, and we have British Airways as well as American now go to London, so it's easy to just jump over.
And even to Asia, Skylux has a new Taiwan flight.
Recently.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about the show.
Well, it is a traveler's dream come true. So there's hundreds of booths, tour operators, travel agents, tourism boards, where people can ask, really personalized questions. So it's like the internet come to life instead of some random AI bot telling you, scraping the bottom of the internet internet. You can get personalized questions. There's informational sessions like mine. I'm speaking at 12:45 at the Travel Theater. There's lots of different, stages. I have a hard act to follow. America's Travel Dad, the biggest celebrity. Rick Steves. He's going to be here this weekend as well.
Do you have tickets? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you gonna get like what's it called when you get nervous of famous people? Not stage fright. What's it called?
Starstruck.
Yeah.
Starstruck?
No, he's amazing, and he'll be sharing all of his travel tips. And it's just a wonderful place for anyone who's planning a vacation within the next 5 years to come, get inspired, make a plan of action, and get some free things. There's some trip giveaways, which is really awesome as well.
Any Charles David is asking, any European river cruises versus traditional cruise ships, which you prefer?
Oh, definitely the river cruises, because they take you right into the middle of town. They are much more intimate, smaller ships. You just get more opportunity to really enjoy yourself.
My parents have been doing those.
My parents love them too.
They love them way better than the big ones.
Yeah.
How do you find the best value, the best deals?
I think it's with the big ticket items, with hotels, airlines, and cruise ships. You really want to start planning early. The earlier you book, the better off you'll be. Don't wait until the last minute and think, oh, there's going to be some kind of flash sale. Those things are dead, especially when you're booking like European travel, which, is still seeing a lot of increased numbers. You want to book that like months in advance.
Real quick, we got to get to the next guest, but I wanted to ask you about, there's kind of that old wives' tale. If you buy airline tickets on Tuesdays after a full moon, is there any?
That's so confusing and so hard to keep up with.
Is there any truth to that?
A little bit.
Okay.
The major world travel agencies, especially the corporate travel agencies, they don't work on the weekends. And so if you're booking a fare on a Sunday and traveling anytime midweek, you're likely going to get a better fare. But now Google Flights, they'll show us when exactly that fare is going to go up. You can track fares on lots of different search engines as well.
One more last question quickly. Travel insurance. Yay or nay?
That's a big one.
Absolutely.
Really?
My parents made me buy it on my first solo trip to Asia, and I thought it was really annoying. But now, because I travel so much, I actually get a yearly policy. And I advise people to not get the travel insurance that you get like at a...
Like when you're buying everything. They say, do you want to insure your trip for $70?
No, because that's just as good as your credit card travel insurance. You want to get a full policy that has cancel for any reason, that has a really robust value, and you want to do that as soon as you're purchasing the big ticket items. That way you're covered in case you need to cancel before you leave. But more importantly, if you're traveling 2 to 3 times a year, get that year-long policy.
Okay.
Very cool.
We'll get more info.
How can folks find you if they're not going to be able to make it to the show, but they want to check out your website and things like that?
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram, angels_travels, and then on YouTube, I'm the tour guy.
Where's your next trip?
I am headed to Germany for a work conference, Berlin. It'll be chilly in early March, but
you have a terrible job.
Yeah, I was like, how do we get your job?
You hate
if you need
Everyone
two
assistants. We take really good notes.
A bag in each hand.
Yeah.
But I do travel carry-on, though.
So do we.
That's all we do too.
Okay, perfect.
If you check a bag, you're not allowed to go with us.
Absolutely.
No.
You're out of the chat.
Oh, this is perfect,
But we don't
Angel.
buy insurance, though, so we're going to have to work on I know we're going to have to work on that. Look at those daggers.
Just get it. Do it.
Angel, it's so nice
Have
to
a great
meet
trip.
you.
Have fun this weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, obviously tomorrow. Oh, look at this. We got couple video here.
Oh, should we hold hands?
Sure.
Someone
said that you were throwing me daggers when we were doing the.
I just didn't have anything to say in rebuttal. I'm tired. It's Friday. It's been a long.
It has been a long.
It's been
week.
a long 2 weeks, really. It's Valentine's Day.
Tomorrow. Not quite yet.
Well, I think people will be heading out tonight.
I think you're right.
Tomorrow. But what if you don't have a special someone, honey bunny?
How are you supposed to find a honey bunny?
How do you find a honey bunny? So we brought in our favorite matchmaker, Cat.
Good morning, Cat. Thanks for coming back.
Is Valentine's Day a terrible weekend to go find a honey bunny?
It isn't.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
No,
it's
it
not
isn't.
too late.
It's not too late.
Okay.
No. I think the thing that you need to pay attention to is making sure that you're not putting unrealistic expectations or unnecessary pressure to where you'll settle for a honey bunny just because it is Valentine's Day. So you still want to date with intent for sure, even if it's the holiday.
Now, this is kind of one of those kind of jumping off holidays too, where maybe you're like, okay, maybe I'll get back and dip my toe back into the dating pool. What are kind of those first steps to kind of, I guess, putting yourself back out there? Because it can be scary, right?
It is going to be scary. And I could just sit on my couch and the UPS guy would just knock at the door and we would just fall madly in love.
Honey bunny.
Like, all right, come on over, deliver that package.
That's right. And maybe that does happen. I don't know, but
not my word.
You've been watching too many Lifetime movies.
Yeah, exactly. I think the first step is understanding really what you're looking for. And understanding.
What if you don't know? Let's be realistic.
You know what?
If you don't know?
Then the first step is just to know yourself enough to know what you don't. You know what you don't want. Yes,
Okay.
what you don't want and what you don't like, right? And I always tell people it's really important to go back to what your core values are. Like, what is, when we talk about, do you want to get married one day? Do you want to have children? Do you want to, are you a type of person that just wants to find a companion and travel with? Like, be really honest with yourself of what it is that you want
And
to be
they have to
looking
buy
for.
insurance if you're.
Yeah, did you hear that last guest?
You have to buy travel.
I actually do have matchmaking insurance. It's a real thing.
Oh,
yeah.
do you really?
I do. I do. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about traveling. Well, and you also said, like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids?
Right.
I feel like those things can change.
They can.
Based on people that you meet as well. Maybe you're thinking, I want to get married and I want to have kids, but the person that you meet and you start dating, you really, really like, and they say, but I don't want to get married. Can we just be together?
Yes.
You have to go into it with expectations, but I think maybe somewhat open-minded as well.
I think it depends.
Oh,
But I
I
was
do.
also going to ask you, like, is that too early to have those types of deep conversations super quick?
No, not for that.
Okay.
I think that if your goal is to get married one day, and to your point, if you meet somebody that your needs are being met.
Oh, I see.
As long as your needs are being met. And so that's what there's a difference between settling and compromising. So that would be a compromise where you're thinking to yourself, okay, this person is really important to me, how important it is for me to get married one day. Or if it's an understanding too with your partner, having that open conversation of, I want to get married. I don't want to get married. Okay, let's talk about why do you feel that way? Why I feel that way? And sometimes you can figure out what that compromise is. And sometimes it is being like, this person is worth it to have in my life, that maybe getting married isn't that important.
Less than about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Where should people go tomorrow night if they're single?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
That's
you don't have
kind
to
of a
give me
hard one,
like,
though.
no,
It is
you
a
don't have
hard
to
one.
give me specific,
Right.
But bars, restaurants, dance clubs,
I
dog
say
park.
if there is any kind of salsa that's going on, if there
look
is
at
some
you.
type of like country, because country line dancing
Yeah,
is
you
a
have to
huge
again.
comeback.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to get your body moving and getting those
So they
the
can see you shake
oxytocin going, that's
Find
right.
that UPS honey bunny.
So I say if there's a place where you can go out and get down, do that.
We got 15 seconds. How
Yeah.
do folks find you if they want some professional help?
If they, yes, they can go to my website, scottsdalematchmaker.com, or they can follow me on TikTok at Cat Cantrill.
Awesome. Thanks.
Kat, always great seeing you.
Great to
Happy
see you guys,
Valentine's
too.
Day.
Thank you.
Have a great
Valentine.
weekend,
And
everyone.
the UPS guy.
Yeah.
It is a cloudy kind of day that we love here in the Valley of the Sun. You can look at that, or you can take a look at this. Look at that, would you? And I think we've got some pictures out of Flagstaff, too. If you guys ever locate those Flagstaff pictures on Remote 18, let me know. It's been snowing. That's Detroit. Nothing new there. It's cloudy. It's cold. Well, actually, not cloudy at all. Blue skies. But holy cow. Rain in the valley, you guys, and snow up north. We love that kind of weather. Right, Tess?
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely. Not going to complain about that.
Yeah.
I was out at the Arabian Horse Show in Scottsdale out at Westworld.
Yeah.
And it was a little chilly. And I go, I like it.
See,
so
the Buffalo girl speaking there.
Feels good.
Hey, we welcome Justin Lum here to our studio. It's always great to have Justin pop in for a visit.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of things we want to talk with you about. So let's just get right into it, shall we?
Past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start, of course, down in Tucson. Some of the latest developments. They are now, for the first time, calling the guy who was at the front door the suspect. They found the gloves, Justin. I had heard one, you have so many kind of retired detectives who have become commentators on this, saying there's a reason that they searched where they found the gloves. He thinks it's even possible that they may have gotten a track on a cell phone. There's no confirmation on that yet. But otherwise, that would be like finding a needle in a haystack to find the gloves 1.5 miles away. What's your take on some of the latest developments in this case?
There is so much noise out there on social media. Obviously, we're getting a lot of experts for retired law enforcement talking to so many media outlets. But I think the big developments from yesterday, the backpack.
Oh, yeah.
The backpack.
Let's talk about that.
The upped reward. Our Ellen McNamara is out there reporting today. And, there's just so much coming out. But also there are these lulls. What are we on, day 13 right now?
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it. I know that Fox News did an interview with the Sheriff Nano, saying that there was no glove found at the house. We know of a glove found in the area.
Right.
We don't even know if that glove is the glove related to this video here of the suspect.
Mm-hmm. I heard he was going to send, Fox was reporting he was going to send some of the, evidence they've found so far to an extremely high-tech lab in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously have a relationship there. Boy, this backpack, though, that could be a real game changer, don't you think, now that we know it was exclusively sold at Walmart?
Yeah, and FBI is going to try and figure out, was this purchased physically at a Walmart in person? Was it ordered via Walmart online? And so, when something is bought, there has to be some sort of digital trace, even if it was a cash purchase. If that was in person, then they're combing through surveillance video at Walmarts in the area. But, who knows which Walmart location this could be where it was sold from, or, again, if it was an online purchase. So, so many questions keep continuing to
Well,
come
in
out.
the description that came out from the FBI, right? It's always good to have more information. The more information we have, the better. The more details the public has, the more they can be on alert and, be looking for this potential suspect. They described him, obviously. They gave his height. They talked about his build. At least they did verify that he is a man, right? There was some questions. I think folks were saying, well, how can you assume? But it is good to hear from them. Like, those are the 3 bullet points as it relates to the suspect and the description of who we're looking for.
It's all trickling out, right? The description that we can, say in terms of height and build and the request for surveillance video within a 2-mile radius of the area, which, of course, you would assume that already residents have been asked for this. Any video you have, please send it to the FBI or Pima County Sheriff's Department. And now probably near 20,000 tips that have been received since this all started.
And I kind of feel, just personally, it's a little unfortunate to now hear some of the headlines coming out that the FBI and Pima County Sheriffs might be not seeing eye to eye throughout this case. But obviously we just heard a little bit, at least from the
So
sheriff,
we have,
kind of debunking at least some of that, saying, no, I'm willing to work with the FBI. As it relates to the evidence, I found that interesting to say. I almost kind of agree with the sheriff. Well, if everything DNA-wise in this case has been going to one location, why not keep it there? Why would you separate it? And
Right.
according to him, he said that the FBI thought that was, a good idea.
And there's bound to be, on a case this high profile with this much pressure, a little interagency, I don't even know if you want to call it squabbling, certainly not a turf war. I'm sure they're cooperating. But ultimately, it's a local case. We don't know anything that it's a federal case, that we don't know anything about it crossing state lines or anything along those lines. So hopefully, with these newest developments.
Like you said, there's bound to be issues, challenges, when all of those FBI resources and personnel from Quantico, crisis negotiators, because of the ransom letters, there's such an influx of FBI presence, how could they not really take the lead on this case? And then you've got Pima County Sheriff's Department saying like, well, this is our turf, this is our investigation. And what is the sheriff supposed to say? I don't think he would go out on the record and say, hey, the FBI is really, they're ticking me off right now, and this is our case. I mean, he has to, they have to remain united. The purpose is to find Nancy Guthrie, and time is ticking. And as he said in the beginning, the sheriff, she relies on this daily medication, and she's got a heart condition. I mean, you really wonder if obviously the family wants to know she's alive. And it's day 13.
And I'm with you. Where did the reports come from that they found the glove at the home?
Right.
I don't think any of the major outlets were reporting any of that.
Right.
I've seen some outlets say that maybe there was, but as far as we know, that the gloves were found about 1.5 miles away.
I have to say that if they're taking their time to refute stories that maybe have no bearing on the whole thing, that's not a good thing.
But like what I was thinking about, my final thought on this, the world we live in, is that everyone has a megaphone and everyone has a social media platform. So you're getting all these theories out there online, on X, on Instagram, TikTok. And from what we've heard on the scene, just yesterday, Nicole Christine was out there. You have this sort of swarm of YouTubers, of true crime content creators that it's not just traditional media anymore. That's just not the way it is. So you have all these people streaming live, and in a way they're taking their viewers on them into an investigation and interacting with them. And so does that cause harm when the real law enforcement are trying to do their job, and you have all of these like YouTubers and influencers out there like showing you every piece and location and landmark related to the Guthrie house, Annie Guthrie's house? That's just the world that we live in right now, with a lot of noise and sometimes a lot of misinformation.
And I'm sure law enforcement even having a tough time navigating that and the changing landscape around news and journalism and social media influencers. But that's adding a lot of
parallel universe to it all.
Unnecessary noise at times.
That's a good point too. Justin, the main reason we wanted to bring you on today is to talk about your latest episode of On the Record. For people who are not familiar with it,
FBI one day.
No,
honestly,
I'll leave it to them.
Honestly,
I don't know. You're quite the investigator.
You would develop some leads, I firmly believe. But in terms of where you're going with this next episode and what is happening in certain places in Arizona, walk us through it and why it's so concerning.
And I appreciate you saying that, because, in the midst of how important the Guthrie case is, we all know how obvious it is, how much coverage it gets mainstream, and how much around the clock 24/7, social media coverage it gets. And then we have these three Indigenous girls who have been murdered within this past year. We start with the case of Emily Pike. That murder is still unsolved. 14-year-old Emily Pike, who had, left her group home in Mesa. She had a little bit of a history of running away, but that's no excuse her. She was found dead outside of Globe 2 weeks later on Valentine's Day. Her remains dismembered in trash bags, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so it's 1 year. The reward for information leading to an arrest in her case is $200,000. Really an unprecedented type of reward.
And it's still out there.
It's still,
no one has
no
claimed
one
any portion of it come forward.
We haven't had an interview with the Gila County Sheriff's Office. You know what I mean? Like, there has not been any information to come out, really. And this case really deserves more coverage than it has been. But there will be a lot of people, remembering her tomorrow at events. There's a memorial in Mesa near her, with the location of where she lived at that group home. And you see it driving by, this main intersection, how important she is, and starting the turquoise alert. So we talk about the turquoise alert in this episode with Nicole Christine, and we bring up the case of Syleste Rodriguez, who was murdered in White River, as she was found dead there, not too far from her home.
There she is.
She had been missing for weeks, and she was found dead in November. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has that case unsolved, and that one is strange. She's 16 years old, and the Knots Landing area is where her body was found.
But the fact that it could happen just a block or two away from sort of the main part of town, and in broad daylight, correct?
In a tight-knit community.
Yes.
She had been missing for weeks. There was never a turquoise alert released, and we talked about that, or activated. It's up to the investigating law enforcement agency to request that turquoise alert with DPS, to put that out there, to push that out. But there's a lot of boxes to check.
Why did they not do that?
And so, that's the big question here, is what were they doing in the investigation? You've got to obviously be, younger than 65, be missing under suspicious circumstances, not solely a runaway. It looks like there were suspicious circumstances if she didn't run away in that incident and she just was, not being heard from. That's strange, obviously. And then the last case that we get into is Malika Boone, 8 years old. And she was walking home from like another family's home in the coal mine area, Navajo Nation. That's a $25,000 reward available for information leading to an arrest in her case. This is the most recent one, I believe, in January that happened. So you can imagine that the Native American community, and not just them, but so many people wonder what's going on. What's going on our reservations.
I can see why it would feel like you'd be forgotten about.
In Emily's case, it may not have happened on tribal land, but she ended up, not too far away. That one is really just strange. It's such a bizarre case.
Leads that they have as it relates to Malika's case?
With Malika, no. That's the case that we know the least about. We just know she was walking home. A turquoise alert was put out when she was reported missing about an hour and a half after she was seen. So her family was, of course, wondering, wait, she should be home. She's 8 years old. Turquoise alert is put out, and that's good. And the next morning, there's an investigation there, and her body was found. So someone knows something. I mean, these are really tight-knit areas when you talk about Tia's case and Malika's case. Emily's case obviously covers a lot of ground. She was found an hour away from the group home.
Justin, hold some of those thoughts. We want to continue with you after the break. Do you have time?
All right, yeah.
Okay, quick break. Back in 2 minutes. Hey, thanks for your guesses on the mystery cam. Des has the answer right now. Some snowy spot.
Let's see. It is, Carlisle, PA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there you go.
There's
So there
our
was a
last
couple
look.
guesses in the chat. Arkansas from A Little Philosophy. I'm sorry. You're not right today.
Hey, by the way, we have live pics coming in right now. I'm going to punch these up. President Trump has arrived now. He is thanking the troops that played a direct role in the takedown of Nicolas Maduro, a wanted man here in the U.S. Let's listen in for a minute.
Better feeling. I'm looking at the smiling faces. We've got a lot of smiling faces. You should be smiling. Last year, the Navy and Air Force and Space Force all surpassed their recruiting goals by 5 months early, and the numbers are through the roof. In fact, it'd be a very good time to expand. It's a good time to expand. But the Army did even better than the others, and you shattered your annual recruitment by almost 5 months and lots of days. But more importantly, the number and the quality of recruit has never been higher. This year, the Army is beating its recruitment goal by 116%. And I'm very proud of that. I was very embarrassed for a period of years as I watched how badly this country was run, standing outside and hearing constantly that we couldn't get people to join our great forces. We ended the scourge of political correctness in our military. We renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Think of it, we won World War I. We won everything. World War II. And everything before, during, and a little bit after, except we fought a little bit differently. We fought to be politically correct. We were a politically correct force with the presidents. But now we have a real force, and you see that with what we did in Iran with the B-2 bombers. A lot of you were involved in that. And what we did recently in Venezuela, nobody ever saw anything like that happen. A Venezuelan general who was on the site, but he moved out fast enough that he lived, because most of them didn't. But he was on the site. He said, we were totally prepared. We saw the planes coming. We saw everything coming. They're a good, strong force. And he said, we got hit like nobody's. They were hit from 17 different directions. They said, there's never been anything like that. It was over in literally a minute. Everybody was running for the hills.
All right, so President Trump speaking.
We have the strongest military in the world by far. We have the best.
Right now, they're at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. So he's reporting on the takedown of Maduro, but at the same time thanking some of the troops that were directly involved in that effort. It's all streaming on also here on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, we have 2 streams we can do at the same time. Okay, Des, we are going to continue our discussion now with Justin. It's just, boy, every one of these cases is just so heartbreaking.
Yeah. I think we ended talking about Malika, that her family was on high alert because she was somewhere close, and it was an hour and a half had passed, and they knew.
Yeah, and so those 2 cases with Tia and Malika, they're like, okay, you're right in your own neighborhood, so it's even it's horrifying for a family. Where Emily, she was very isolated, and I think that's why we lead off with her as a focus, because tomorrow is the 1-year mark from when her remains were found, and I've been to that area to see the memorial outside of Globe off the highway there, and it's just there's actually 2 memorials, and there's balloons and pictures and photos of her and flowers, and it's just like this girl was 14 years old. All she wanted to do was be with her family on the res. She didn't want to be in that group home, of course, or terrible circumstances into it, how she was there. And we talked about that during the break, is that she had reported an alleged sexual assault case that was never charged. It was investigated, and even the response was from the tribe's game and fish department, not the tribe's police department, because the chief said, we just have so much ground to cover. At that time when she reported, we didn't have anyone.
But that's why she then was transferred from there
social
down
services,
into the valley here.
So she, as the victim, was removed.
In a sense, they was said at the Capitol when they had a committee hearing regarding this, and DCS was questioned. What lawmakers came out of it with is that she was punished for being the victim in this alleged victim in this case, and taken away from her home, and that leads to her going missing and found dead. It's so tragic.
Well, on the record, when can folks watch and tune in?
So it is streaming now, and I want to say it's been a great response so far. Thousands of views so far. So it's on our On the Record playlist on YouTube. It's on the Fox Local app, and I want to shout out our reporter Nicole Christine, who's covered the Syleste Rodriguez case. She's covered Emily Pike as well, and Molly Boone. And so it was great to collaborate with another fellow journalist here and bring it to everyone's minds who may have forgotten, and to shed light on these cases because they are unsolved. These three murders of innocent kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they matter too, just
Yeah.
as much as any other case out there that's
Yeah.
gone unsolved.
Yeah.
Okay,
Justin,
well, we're shining a light on it.
Thank you, guys.
Trying,
Thank you
hoping
for having
that
me.
maybe somebody has something out there. These are
Yeah.
difficult cases, just because you have multiple law enforcement agencies involved in these as well. So,
Mhm.
Justin, thanks for your good work on this. And by the way, that we're going to stream that at 2:30 this afternoon.
Awesome. Thank
I've
you
just
so
been
much.
told, so-
Thank you, Justin.
Okay. All right. So we are going to shift gears here, Des, because let me just pull up this video right here. There is a drone show that is going to be happening here in the Valley. I believe it's out near the Cardinals Stadium. And I still love a good fireworks show, but I've noticed more and more that people are doing these drone shows, and they are incredible to
I've
see
never seen
in
one.
person.
Have you?
Once, yeah. Believe it or not, it was at a UW game, a football game.
Of course,
They
it
did
was at a football game.
they flew over Lake Washington near the stadium,
Oh,
and it was
nice.
amazing.
Wow.
So what we're going to do now is bring in Jeremy Sutherland
Look at them
because
lift off here. That was
this
cool.
is a show that's going to be at the Sportsman's Park Great Lawn, which is out there by the State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And Jeremy can give us, I guess the whole idea is the shows are on Valentine's weekend, so maybe take your sweetheart, Jeremy. Do I have that right?
That's right. It's going to be a great evening for that.
Yeah, I can already see the romance. So walk us through the show. So for folks that have never experienced a drone show, or certainly not this one, what is the night like?
Absolutely. Yeah. DroneArt Show 4 Seasons is an immersive open-air performance. We bring together a classical music quartet doing a bunch of the classical masterpieces. So the Four Seasons, Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. There's actually some new music in the program coming into this spring. So we're featuring The Sorcerer's Apprentice and Flight of the Bumblebee. Those are new additions for this spring. And with that classical music quartet, we also have this magnificent choreographed drone performance. So it's all drone art that is related to the music. There are scenes of nature, of animals and plants and lots of flowers. It's all really beautiful for Valentine's Day. Going to be playing there tonight and tomorrow. And it'll be a really, really lovely evening for couples, for families, under the night sky.
Now, do I have this right? This is a show that's it's been performing in some other cities around the country, and now it's finally coming here. What kind of feedback are you getting on it from folks who see it?
That's right. People are absolutely loving it. We actually had a sold-out performance at Sportsman Park in November, so some folks in Phoenix have already seen the show. Those folks hopefully are coming back to join us again because since they saw it in November, we've doubled the number of drones. There are 1,000 drones in the show now. There are those new musical additions. There's a lot of new animations, so whether folks have seen the show before or not, it's going to be a lot to offer. But like you said, we've been to around 40 cities around the world now in the U.S., Europe, Australia, and people are just loving the show. It's a really, really special evening. If you haven't seen drone shows before, like you said, fireworks are great, but there's all sorts of beautiful animations you can do with drones that take it to a whole other level. And this show actually is one of the longest drone shows on offer in the world. It's a 60-minute concert with about 45 minutes of drone animation. So if you saw a short show at a sports game, at a concert, and you liked it, come to the DroneArt Show this weekend and you'll get a full evening of drones.
Wow, an hour-long show. That's really nice. I actually have never been out to Sportsman Park. Have you, Ron?
The Great Lawn.
Yeah.
Like wandering through.
Just wandering,
but,
yeah.
No,
Well, for folks coming out with their family, Jeremy, I'm just thinking logistics with for folks with maybe kids, if they're making it a family event. Where are they sitting? What is that experience like?
Yeah, so the Great Lawn out there is really beautiful. It's lush grass. We have a couple of options. So there are picnic lawn seats available. You can bring your picnic blankets from home. We're selling some fever picnic blankets on site as well, so a great take-home souvenir. And then there is also a seating section with rows of folding chairs and other seating that will all be facing towards the stadium. the drones will fly over the end of that lawn and with the stadium as a backdrop. So it's a really lovely view. The great lawns, a great setup. There's snacks. It's a nice evening to come out a little early, and like you would for a fireworks show, enjoy the sunset, enjoy picnicking with your family, and then that show will take off right as darkness falls.
Okay, nice.
Look at that POV, as they say right there, as they're
really
launching
cool.
into the sky. Better tell us the cost and how we can get tickets.
Where do we get them?
Absolutely. Tickets vary. They're on the Fever app, and then also on the DroneArtShow.com. So go check it out. There are tickets still available for tonight and tomorrow in both of those sections, the picnic and the chair seating.
And now, are there charges for children, or what are the actual tickets cost?
The tickets start in the range of $40 to $50. They go up a little higher for the VIP offerings as well. We do allow kids in under 3 for free, so bring those kiddos. And again, it's a really lovely date night for any couples who are looking for Valentine's plans tonight or tomorrow. It'll be a great fit.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Add that
is
to the bucket list.
what I love about it is it's almost like you can dream up anything and you can program those drones to do it. It's going to be amazing.
Cool. Jeremy,
all right,
thank
Jeremy.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Okay.
Okay, you too.
Hey, Des, before we say goodbye.
I was looking at those tickets.
Yeah.
Like, can we still get some?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for example,
Uh-huh.
picnic area, it's $43.90.
That's at fever.com?
Yes.
The Fever site?
Yep,
Okay.
Fever site.
Or if you love horses, you can go hang out where Des was just a little earlier today.
Oh, this was so amazing. This is the largest Arabian horse show in the world.
Wow.
Right? And it
Okay.
happens right at Westworld in Scottsdale. There's more than 2,000 horses there, Ron. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The money on the table, big money. They do
Okay.
compete in a variety of different activities and contests, but more than $1 million on the table for the winners involved in this show. And they come from all over. We saw flags from Brazil, from Canada. This draws in competitors, not only here nationally, but globally. It was really impressive to be out there today. And that's happening this weekend through the 22nd as well. Tickets are $15 to get in.
Okay.
Kids 17 and under are free.
And the $15, that also includes the parking, right? You pay for the parking?
That's
and
the
then
parking, that's your admission, yeah. And then there's
Yeah.
interactive. You can take a picture with the horse. You can